All right, 7th grade. We are doing online learning. I am teaching you via the internet. We will see how this goes. So our new unit is on percentages, and we start the first lesson just talking about how to convert from fractions to and decimals to percents and vice versa. So the first example is going to be all about converting decimals to percents. So when we convert decimals to percents, all we do is we take our decimal point and we move it 2 places to the right. Basically, it's like multiplying the number by 100, but a quicker way is just to move the decimal 2 places to the right. So 0.8, I'm going to take my decimal point and I move it 2 places to the right. And when that happens, what I got to end up doing is I fill this blank with a 0, and my new answer is 80%. 0.8 becomes 80%. Same thing with 0.44. I take it, I move it 2 to the right. It's now 44%. And if you've ever noticed, when you, let's say you're trying to figure out your grade on a test or a quiz. Let's say you got 11 out of 25 on a quiz. In your calculator, if you did 11 divided by 25, you're going to get 0.44. And then you move your decimal 2 places, it's like, oh, I got a 44%, I failed. So hopefully you don't get 11 out of 25. So next we got 1.2. 1.2, we still move our decimal 2 places to the right, fill in the 0. We got 120%. A percentage can be over 100. Think if you got extra credit on something and got over 100%, that can happen. So then we got 0.075. Again, I'm moving my decimal 2 places. This is 7.5%. 7.5%, and circle that one. 7.5, you can have a percentage with a decimal in it. That's fine. That's like halfway between 7% and 8%. It can happen. And then finally, we've got the number 3. So this is just a whole number. There's no decimal point at all. But we know if there was a decimal point, it would be right here after the 3. I'm still going to move it to the right 2 times, sorry. 2 times. I fill in zeros. That becomes 300%. 300%. So you have a whole number like that. Still got to move the decimal. It's not going to be 3%. Move your decimal 2 places. It's going to be 100%. All right, so let's look at example 2. This is the opposite. So we're converting a percent to a decimal. We've been given a bunch of percentages here, and we got to convert them to decimals. And since this is the opposite, we do the opposite thing. Instead of going 2 places to the right, we go 2 places to the left. Now, a lot of these, like 48%, there's no decimal, but we know the decimal is after the 8. If there was a decimal, 48.0 or whatever it might be, it would be to the right. So I move it 2 to the left, and this becomes 0.48. 30%, same thing. I'm going to move it 2 places to the left. My decimal's here, 2 to the left. So that's going to be 0.3. It would be 0.30, but remember, if you have a 0 on the end of a decimal, you don't need that. 0.30 and 0.3 are the same thing. The best way to write it would be as 0.3. So finally, I got 0.6%. I'm going to move it 2 to the left. I fill in a 0, just kind of like up there. So this is going to be 0.006. 12.5%, again, move it 2 places, 2. That's going to be 0.125. Then I've got 140% here. Again, my decimal point's at the end. I move it 2 to the left, and that is now 1.4. So you can see converting decimals to percent, move your decimal 2 places to the right. Converting percents to decimals, move your decimal 2 places to the left. Paying attention, Rosie? Good. All right, that's it. Be sure to check the video for